Today I'm here to explain about this question. What quadrant has sine theta is smaller than 0 and tangent theta is bigger than 0? First, let me explain about what is quadrant. Let me sketch xy coordinates first. So in xy coordinate, you can divide into 4 parts. First one is here, second one is here, and third one here, and fourth one here. These 4 compartments are called quadrant, and each one has a name. The red one, x value, and when x value and y value is positive, it's called first quadrant, and it goes counterclockwise. The blue one is called second quadrant. Green one is called third quadrant. This navy one is called fourth quadrant. In this question, you need to find which quadrant has sine theta is smaller than 0 and tangent theta is bigger than 0. Let's work on it. Okay, first let's think about tangent theta. For the last video, I explained about what is sine, what is tangent. So if you have no idea about them, please check out my previous video. Okay. And let me sketch the triangle in here. And let me put the value. This one is x. And this one is y. And this is radius, r. So sine theta is going to be y over r. Okay. Oops. Then let's think about each quadrant. If sine is, here, it's also going to be, sine theta is going to be y over r, right? Sorry, let's think about first quadrant. In first quadrant, y value is always positive, and r is radius, so it's always positive. Positive divided by positive is positive. So this means in first quadrant, sine theta is always positive. Next, let's think about second quadrant. In second quadrant, again, y value is positive, and I value r is always positive. So plus over plus going to be positive. In third quadrant, y value is negative, but r value is positive, so negative divided by positive is going to be negative. Fourth quadrant is again y value is negative, r value is positive. Negative divided by positive is negative. So it's going to be like that. So in this question, it says sine theta is smaller than 0. So it's going to be either third quadrant or fourth quadrant. Okay. Then next, let's think about tangent theta. Tangent theta y x 0. Tangent theta is y over x. In first quadrant, y is positive and also x is positive, so positive over positive is plus. And second quadrant, y value is positive and x value is negative, so plus over negative is going to be negative. third quadrant, y value is negative, and also x value is negative. Negative divided by negative is going to be positive. And in fourth quadrant, y value is going to be negative, and x value is positive. Negative divided by positive is negative. So it's going to be like that. And this question says tangent theta is bigger than 0. So either first quadrant or third quadrant. This means the answer is here, third quadrant. That's all about this question. But let me think about cosine theta as well. Oops. Cosine theta y x. Cosine theta is x over r, right? So what about first quadrant? First quadrant? First quadrant, x value is positive, y value is positive, so it's going to be positive. What about second quadrant? X value is negative in second quadrant, and r value is always positive. It's going to be negative. Third quadrant, x value is again negative, r value is positive, so it's going to be negative. And in fourth quadrant, x value is positive and r is positive, so it's going to be positive. So it's going to be like that. These are going to be so important. It's better to know plus or minus in xy coordinate.